However, the thoughts were driven from her mind when she heard the front door opening, and with a last quick glance around the room she flew downstairs. When Daisy took in Lizzie's appearance, her face crumbled in distress. Her cousin looked white-faced and exhausted, and she only showed signs of animation when their eyes met. "Daisy!" she sobbed, rushing across the hall. "My mum is ill, Daisy. I told you." "Don't cry, darling," she begged. "Your mum will be all right." And trying to bolster her cousin, she added, "The hospital will make her well again." "No, no, not get better," Lizzie wailed. Daisy, looking at her father over her cousin's shoulder, saw his distress too. She widened her eyes, a question in them, but he shook his head slowly, and her heart sank. Henry then drew in a deep gulp of air, saying, "Let's get Lizzie settled. It's been a long day and she's worn out." "Yes, all right, Dad," Daisy agreed, seeing the lines of tiredness etched on his face. "I expect you're both hungry," she added, trying to keep her voice light. "Would you like a sandwich and a glass of milk, Lizzie?" "No, want my mummy, Daisy." "I know, love, but you'll be all right with us until she gets better. Why don't you come upstairs and I'll show you where you're going to sleep? Have you brought Maisie with you?" she asked, knowing that Lizzie couldn't sleep without her doll. Lizzie nodded, pointing to a bag, her rag doll just visible peeping out of the top. Daisy was struck by an idea, and smiling she said, "Well, Maisie must be hungry. Shall I make a sandwich for her?" At last a glimmer of a smile showed on Lizzie's face. "Yes, sandwich for Maisie," she agreed. It had taken Daisy ages to get her cousin settled, and by then it was nearly midnight. She hadn't taken Lizzie in to see Vera, deciding that he could wait until the morning. Now all she wanted was to sleep too, but she had to talk to her father before she went to bed. How would she be able to rest without knowing what was happening to her aunt? Judging by her father's expression, Edna's illness must be serious, and Daisy quailed as she took a seat opposite him in the dining room. "Is Lizzie settled at last?" he asked quietly. "Yes, and I gave Vera her sleeping pill half an hour ago." "Dad, please tell me what's wrong with Aunt Edna." His face was shadowed in the dim light from the standard lamp, but even that couldn't hide his distress at her question. "It's serious, Daisy, and the prognosis is terminal." "Terminal?" she cried, her voice coming out in a squeak. "Does that mean she's going to die?" "I'm afraid so, darling. Your aunt has cancer. There might have been a chance if they'd caught it earlier. Unfortunately, by the time her condition was diagnosed, it had spread too far." Daisy was suddenly overwhelmed with guilt. Lizzie had tried to tell her, tried to warn her that her mother was ill. Oh God, she should have insisted that Edna went to the doctor, but instead she had listened to her excuses. And now it was too late. "Dad, it's my fault," she gasped. "No, Daisy, of course it isn't your fault," he said, standing up and moving to her side, where she felt his hand on her shoulder. "But, Dad, when Lizzie told me that Aunt Edna was ill, I should have listened to her. Oh, I know that she said it was just a pulled muscle, but I should have realized it was more than that." "Daisy, don't you remember speaking to me about your aunt's illness? I dismissed it too, don't forget. We talked about this when I visited Edna in hospital today. She recognized that her symptoms were the same as our mother's, and had watched our mother die. I don't think she realized that they might have been able to help her if she'd sought medical attention earlier." "Oh, Aunt Edna," Daisy whimpered. "I know. It's dreadful, isn't it? But you mustn't blame yourself. Your aunt admitted that she covered it up and took painkillers several times a day without your knowledge. Her one concern now is for Lizzie, and who will look after her." "But we will, surely." "Yes, we will. And I told Edna that. She was so relieved, Daisy. But are you sure you can cope? You've got Vera to care for, and now Lizzie too. I don't want to overburden you." "I'll be fine, Dad. Lizzie isn't much trouble. She's just a bit too clingy at times, that's all. But what about Vera? How will she feel about Lizzie living with us? She might be unkind to her." "Of course you